Last winter, a 67-year-old woman in Illinois collapsed in her kitchen just minutes after eating lunch. No heart problems, no stroke, no signs of poisoning. But after her second collapse that week, her doctor asked one critical question. Did you reheat your food before eating it? She had. And what she reheated was one of the 5 most dangerous everyday foods that can turn toxic when microwaved or pan-fried again. Most people have at least one of these in their fridge right now. You've probably heard saving leftovers is smart, economical, healthy. Cold pasta, leftover veggies, yesterday's chicken, they seem harmless. But reheating certain foods changes their molecular structure. You might think you're reducing waste, but in some cases you could be inviting neurological damage or even carcinogenic buildup into your body. Have you ever noticed a strange metallic taste after eating reheated spinach or eggs? Or felt unusually groggy, dizzy, or bloated, even after eating healthy leftovers that afternoon? Sluggishness, the foggy thinking, the sudden stomach cramps. It might be more than just aging or poor sleep. It could be a subtle sign your body's reacting to toxic compounds from your lunch. When you reheat certain nitrate-rich foods or oils at high heat, they undergo a process called nitrosation or oxidation. Basically, the molecules break down and transform into something your body sees as foreign or even poisonous. Imagine cooking with a sponge that leaks toxins when reused. That's what happens inside your body. Cells become inflamed. Your gut barrier weakens, and your brain struggles to clear the buildup. The worst part, you don't feel it until it's too late. In 2023, a study in Frontiers in Nutrition found reheating certain leafy vegetables, eggs, and processed meats increased nitrosamine levels by up to 220%. These compounds are linked to colon cancer and dementia-like symptoms in mice. Meanwhile, UCLA researchers showed reheated vegetable oils release aldehydes that cross the blood-brain barrier, potentially damaging neurons silently over time. Take Mr. Leonard, a 72-year-old from Ohio. He used to reheat his spinach and turkey sausage every morning for convenience. It saved me time, he said. But after 2 months of bloating, memory lapses, and strange skin rashes, his nutritionist suggested one change: stop reheating leafy greens and oils. Within 3 weeks, Leonard felt clearer thinking, better digestion, and no more headaches after meals. It's not the food, he told his son. It's what you do to the food. If you've ever microwaved spinach, eggs, or leftover stir-fry, write guilty in the comments, because you're not alone. And what's shocking? The number 3 item on this list: most seniors eat it cold or hot every single day, thinking it helps their bones. Subscribe so you don't miss the biggest meal mistake you could fix this week. 1. Boiled eggs. Packed with protein, but reheating could harm your nerves. Boiled eggs seem like the ultimate healthy breakfast choice. But when you microwave or refry them from yesterday, things take a dangerous turn. Have you ever felt slightly dizzy after breakfast, or noticed your hands moving slower when reaching for your coffee? You might blame poor sleep or just getting older. But if you're eating reheated boiled eggs, that could be the reason. The early signs aren't obvious: a racing heart, drowsy eyes, or a faint buzzing in your head like you're low on blood. But in reality, your nervous system might be reacting to denatured proteins. When egg yolks are reheated, sulfur and proteins can form oxidative compounds like tiny rusted metal shards, causing mild inflammation in nerve cells and disrupting signal transmission. You don't feel it immediately, but over days that fatigue, forgetfulness, and sleep issues can creep up from deep inside, hard to detect. A 2022 study in the Journal of Food Chemistry found reheating eggs above 165 degrees Celsius increases denatured proteins and oxysterols by over 190%, linked to oxidative stress in the central nervous system. Dr. Alvarez, a New York nutritionist, calls these silent neuron irritants quietly aggravating brain cells, especially in older adults. Take Mr. Greg, 69, from Arizona. He ate boiled eggs every morning for 4 years, usually leftovers from the night before. It's convenient, he said. But when he started forgetting his granddaughter's name, and his hands trembled holding a pen, his doctor checked his eating habits. After 2 weeks of stopping reheated eggs and switching to fresh breakfasts, Greg said, "My mind feels clear again, like I flipped a switch that was lost." The fix is simple. If you love eggs, eat them fresh within an hour of boiling or frying. Avoid storing overnight and microwaving. Want to save time? Whisk raw eggs with fresh veggies, then steam or lightly fry in the morning. Don't use eggs that have already been cooked. 2. Spinach. Great for blood, when fresh but potentially toxic to your brain when reheated. Spinach is hailed as a superfood, packed with iron, folate, and vitamin K. But when you reheat yesterday's steamed spinach, its benefits can turn into a toxic burden on your nervous system. Have you ever felt a slight tingling in your fingers after a green lunch? Or a strange, bitter taste on your tongue, like a faint pinprick? You might think it's dehydration or too much salt. But when cooked spinach is reheated after hours, nitrates in those green leaves can transform into nitrites and nitrosamines, compounds linked to disrupted nerve signals and reduced oxygen to brain tissue. It's like wearing scratched reading glasses you can still see, but everything's blurry, and it gives you a headache. When nitrites build up, oxygen transport weakens nerve cells, quietly suffocate, leaving you more tired with weaker memory and emotions easily rattled by small things. A 2021 study by the European Food Safety Authority found cooked spinach cooled and reheated after 4 to 6 hours can increase nitrite levels by over 300%, especially when microwaved. Harvard Medical School warns nitrosamines from reheated leafy greens at high heat can damage brain cells if consumed daily. Take Mrs. Cynthia, 66, from Oregon. She prepped healthy, steamed greens for the week, reheating portions daily. "I thought I was doing it right," she said. But she woke up exhausted, felt foggy all day despite eating healthy. A nutritionist told her to ditch reheated greens and switch to fresh olive oil salads. She said, "My head lit up again. No more floating feeling." The solution: eat spinach within 30 minutes to an hour of cooking. If you need to store it, refrigerate immediately and eat it cold, not reheated. Spinach is heat sensitive after cooking. Write "no more reheated spinach" in the comments if you've ever reheated steamed or cooked greens for the week. 3. Cold white rice. Easy to eat, but a bacterial trap if reheated wrong. You might think, what's wrong with reheating rice? But the truth is, cold white rice reheated, especially in a microwave, can expose you to a dangerous bacterium, Bacillus cereus. This bacteria doesn't die when you cook rice, and it thrives when rice cools. Ever felt mildly bloated after a rice meal, or suddenly exhausted for no reason? Or lost focus a few hours after eating leftovers? You might have ingested small amounts of toxins produced by bacteria in reheated rice, not enough to cause obvious sickness, but enough to disrupt your gut and brain temporarily. Picture cold rice like a damp mattress left at room temperature for over 2 hours. Bacteria grow like mold in a closed closet. Microwaving only heats the surface, leaving bacteria inside. The damage: slight hand tremors, temporary memory issues, or poor digestion without knowing why. A 2022 Journal of Clinical Microbiology study found over 55% of rice samples left at room temperature for over 3 hours contained Bacillus cereus toxins. 70% of people eating it showed mild neurological or digestive issues if reheated improperly. The CDC warns these odorless, tasteless toxins can affect memory over time if accumulated. Take Mr. Brian, 71, from Minnesota. He reheated morning rice for dinner for 5 years. "I didn't want to waste it," he said. But digestive issues and a foggy brain every afternoon led his daughter to suspect the rice. 2 weeks after switching to fresh rice or safely eating it cold, he said, "I'm noticeably sharper, like I'm bright again." The fix is easier than you think. Refrigerate rice within an hour of cooking. Reheat using a steamer or pan, not a microwave. Better yet, eat freshly cooked rice or quick cooking grains like quinoa or fresh oats, easier to digest, less risky for bacteria. 4. Cooked chicken. A familiar dish that can disrupt memory if reheated wrong. Steamed chicken, grilled chicken, shredded chicken, it's in nearly every American senior's fridge. But the danger isn't the chicken itself, it's how you reheat it, especially in a microwave or hot pan, without stirring evenly. Ever felt drained after a reheated chicken lunch? Or struggled to recall a name during an afternoon call? Don't assume it's just lack of sleep. If your meal was reheated chicken, you might be exposed to proteins that break down into compounds, causing nerve inflammation, slowing reflexes, and affecting memory. Think of your memory as thin wires in a circuit. Reheated chicken, when oxidized, creates electronic debris, disrupting those connections. For people over 60 with weaker digestive enzymes, these denatured proteins are harder to process, causing prolonged nerve irritation without you noticing. A 2023 National Institute on Aging study found reheating chicken at high heat in microwaves or pans can turn amino acids like arginine into heterocyclic amines linked to brain tissue damage in aging mice. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition noted people eating reheated white meat more than 3 times a week showed earlier cognitive decline compared to those who didn't. Take Mrs. Louise, 70, from California. She prepped grilled chicken for 3 days, reheating it with salads. "I didn't suspect a thing," she said, a former nurse. But when she started mixing up her grandkids' names and got lost driving to a familiar store, a nutritionist suggested dropping reheated chicken for fresh steamed fish or eggs. 2 weeks later, her memory improved dramatically. The fix: don't microwave chicken. If you must reheat, use low-heat steaming or bake at under 250 degrees. Better yet, eat freshly cooked chicken or cold if properly refrigerated. Try easier-to-digest proteins like salmon, lentils, or fresh eggs. 5. Potato soup. A cozy cold weather dish, but a neurotoxic trap if reheated multiple times. Nothing warms the soul like a bowl of potato soup on a chilly night, especially for those over 60. But here's what you might not know. Cooked potatoes cooled and reheated can produce acrylamide, a compound linked to nerve damage and increased cancer risk over time. The scariest part: you can't smell or taste it. Ever felt sluggish after a reheated veggie soup dinner? A strange drowsiness, like your mind's sinking with a heavy stomach or unexplained headaches. The sugars in reheated potatoes can react with amino acids, forming compounds that affect nerve cells. Acrylamide is like a thin fog around your brain. It doesn't hurt right away, but quietly scrambles brain signals. Forgetfulness, mixing up names, unusual anxiety. It might not be stress or aging, but the reheated potatoes you eat daily without suspicion. A 2023 International Journal of Food Sciences and Nutrition study found acrylamide levels in potatoes reheated a second time, especially in microwaves or pans, can spike by 350% compared to eating them fresh. Cancer.gov notes, acrylamide from heated starchy carbs is a must-avoid compound for those over 60. Take Mr. Daniel, 73, from Maine. He cooked a pot of potato soup for the week, reheating portions daily. "I didn't think twice," he said. "It was the only thing I could eat easily." But after months of mild anxiety, sleeplessness, and evening disorientation, his doctor checked his eating habits. After switching to fresh steamed dishes, Daniel said, "I'm sleeping again, after nearly 2 years, and my mind feels cleaner." The safe way to enjoy it: eat potato soup within an hour of cooking. Don't reheat multiple times. Refrigerate immediately and reheat gently once, avoiding high-powered microwaves. Try soups with pumpkin celery or white beans, which produce less acrylamide when reheated. The warning isn't the food. It's how you cook and store it wrong. Soup, rice, greens, eggs. They're not the problem. But let them cool too long. Leave them uncovered or reheat them wrong, and your body starts collecting compounds that silently harm your brain, gut, and nerves. The tragedy. Most people over 60 don't realize they just feel tired, slow, forgetful, and blame old age. Habit number 1. Cool within the first hour. Don't wait. Many wait for food to cool completely before refrigerating, creating a breeding ground for bacteria like Bacillus cereus. Divide hot food into small portions, cool for 30-60 minutes, wrap tightly, and refrigerate immediately. The FDA calls this the golden window to prevent toxins in cooked food. Habit number 2. Skip microwaves for high-protein or starchy foods. Microwaves heat unevenly, especially eggs, chicken, rice, or soup. Use a steamer low-heat oven or evenly stirred pan to avoid forming compounds like HCAs or acrylamide. For those over 60 with weaker digestion, don't gamble with convenience. Habit number 3. Reheat once, eat immediately. Every reheat increases oxidation risks. Cook in small portions, avoid reheating 2 to 3 times a day. Eat it all after the first reheat or toss food left out for over 4 hours. Habit number 4. Prioritize safe cold foods. Many foods are safe cold if stored properly, saving nutrition and convenience. Try olive oil salads, vat-cooled quinoa, or overnight oats with almond milk. They retain vitamins and don't produce toxins when eaten cold. Habit number 5. When in doubt, cook fresh, smaller portions. Take Mr. Lawrence, 76, from Colorado. He cooked a pot of soup for 4 days to save time. I felt tired after every meal, he said, but didn't know why. His doctor suggested cooking smaller batches enough for 1-2 meals and eating fresh. The dizziness and afternoon fatigue disappeared. Just changing how I cooked, he said, made me feel like a new person. Healthy, sharp, light. Right, safe food. Sharp mind in the comments if you agree that cooking right, eating right, is the key to protecting your memory and health after 60. In the next video, I'll reveal 3 foods you think boost your immune system, but could weaken your muscles and nerves if eaten at the wrong time.